Hey, thanks for tuning in to Larger Curves. Make sure you smash that like button and smash the subscribe button. On your way in, ring the bell so you can get notified when I upload videos. Curvies, I happen to catch Marlo Hampton, Chaotic, and Erica Thomas on Instagram Live talking about some very interesting things. Let's
Show you
listen.
something different. And Erica and I were saying this before you came on. People would be scared of the teenage guy with tattoos on him or coming thugged out. But why be scared of him? That's all he know. Because that's all who raised him. That's all he had to see. So what would you say to that 13-year-old boy or foster parent that takes in a 13-year-old boy like that? What did you know that you deep inside needed, but you were doing something else?
I would say that, like, the number one thing is that what we need is patience. You understand? We'll need patience and just understanding what I come from being a 13-year-old boy, what I was raised in. You know what I'm saying? What I'm missing? What was I missing? What was that void in my life for the first 13 years of my life? What is the void that needs to be filled that made me just so disruptive and just so wow, like, you know what I'm saying? What is it that I'm missing that made me this way? And like you say, it was love. It was the proper father figure. It was you know my mama understanding, even my mother understanding, like, what I needed from her that she wasn't giving me, what I was missing from a mother, what I was missing from a father, that made me go look up to other people in the world that I didn't get. Because even with my mom, it was just like my mom never compromised
Mm,
with me because I was a child, so she
that's
didn't feel the need to compromise or understand me. It was what I want, what I tell you, and that's it. And it was like, at the end of the day, you don't even care what I want to be in life. You don't understand what I like. You don't understand. You don't even understand what I don't like about you as my mother. You know what I'm saying? And it's like just
absolutely.
having that understanding with your child. Like, we gotta, like, people gotta have understanding with you. I to a certain extent. I'm not saying like you treat the child like the child is a whole adult and let the child just run over, but you still gotta have an understanding with your child. You understand what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? You still
Or
gotta be.
understand your child.
Well, understand.
Understand your child.
There
I
you
think
go.
that's the
That's
key.
the way. That's what I'm meaning to say. You gotta
Hmm.
understand your child. That's exactly. I ain't saying understanding with, because that sounds too mannish, and that's
Hmm.
probably still a mannishness in me that made me word it like. But just understand your child. Period. You
But
feel
that
me?
also
Because
too comes. I feel also too, Erica and Chaotic, it comes from that's the day we were raised. You know, our mama didn't say, "Well, how you feeling today, baby? Why are you
What?
upset? Why do I upset
Never.
you today, Cat?" That didn't
no,
happen in our house. It's
it
this is what I
was get
said.
your
Do
behind in
it.
that room before I smack you across the head with a
No,
stick,
it was fix
child.
your face and put a smile on your face, and you
Yes,
Yeah.
better not stop crying. So
for sure. For
that was
sure. But
the
I
day we
think
were
it's
raised
important
in.
that, I don't believe in gentle parenting. Like, I don't believe in it. But I also think that there should be a balance. You know what I mean? I do think that we should have understanding for our kids. But again, I'm still that parent that's, spare the rod for the child. You know what
Oh
I
yeah,
mean? At the same
definitely,
time.
definitely.
Yeah, but I
I mean,
definitely think we
definitely
should have
that.
understanding because these kids be going through a lot. You just never know what they're going through. They're at school way longer than they're at home. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And the influences that's out there, it's a lot, especially when you look like us.
And then watch this. When
Mhm.
it's a comfortability thing too, because you don't want to be too spare the rod on the child, and you don't want to be too much of going upside the child's head, because then you're gonna make the child afraid to be able to come to you about stuff.
Absolutely.
Like me, I couldn't go to my mom about nothing.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell her nothing. If I told her anything, I probably would have never made it out the house again.
Absolutely. And you definitely couldn't go talk about sex or liking a girl or a boy. You couldn't do any of that.
Nothing.
But I will say too, I have custody of my two nephews and they're 16 and 14. And when they first came, I went to acting just like my mom. You go do this, fix your face, do this. I didn't talk. I didn't ask, how are you feeling? Why do you feel this way? And this day and age, they're exposed to so much social media. We weren't exposed to that, y'all. We have to say these kids are exposed to stuff on another level. They think they have to have this, or they're not balling if they don't have this. We was happy in our little cheap clothes and our little bubblegum shoes. We was just happy to go buy a flip and go to the candy lady house and buy some candy and play double dutch and hopscotch, outside. So we have to know what day we're in. I do agree with that because I definitely talked to Michael and William, like, hey, what's going on? Did you bully somebody at school today? Are you being bullied today? And it's so crazy when they walk out the room. I'm like, dang, like, where did I get this from? My mama would have been like, child, get in here and clean up. You got that work done? I don't even think she even knew about my work. I'm checking into teams, making sure the work turned in. I'm calling the teachers. I can't even tell you when my mom ever came to my school. Besides maybe to get me if I got in a fight, but not a parent night, not the volunteer.
No.
So it's something we just have to realize we are in a new day and time. And we have to help these kids, Chaotic. We have to go out and help boys that look like you
And
and
I
let
heard
them
that
know.
Chaotic's on the way to a school right now.
Oh, you
Yeah,
are?
yeah, yeah. I'm about to go. I'm about to go. Talk to the kids because so what they got going on right now is these high school tours where they taking artists to the school to perform their music and turn the kids up. But what I told them is, yo, I'm with it. I would do the high school tour and I do it for promo. I want them to charge y'all for it. But I had one stipulation. I was like, I got to at least be able to speak to the kids prior to
Absolutely.
me performing. I don't want to just get on the stage and perform. I want to be able to say something. So in my set, y'all need to make sure y'all give me a 2 to 3 minutes to actually interact with the kids, to actually talk with them. I want to see who got the best grades, who making the grades. Let me give something to, let me give a couple dollars to the ones with the best
Yes.
grades. Okay, you got good grades. You got who all got good grades. All right, for every A you got, I got $5, or for every B you got, I got. You know what I'm saying? And that was something I told the
That's
coordinator
so
that I
good.
want to
Amazing.
do because I don't want to just get up there and just do my song because you got to think about it. A lot of artists going to these schools that's pushing records, they doing it for the footage.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because if
Are
you
you
go to a
speaking?
high
Are you
school, think
touching the
about
child's
this.
soul?
This real. This is real. This is me keeping it so real with y'all. When you go see majority of these artists that post on their page a show from a school, they're just showing like, yeah, the kids love me. These kids fuck with me. They fuck with my
Mhm.
music.
Hmm.
That so the kids really looking out for you. They're giving you content for you to post to display to the world that my song is popping or I'm popping as an individual. But what are you giving back to them? Did you give them any
Absolutely.
jewels? Because in majority of the people music who doing the music ain't even got no jewels, ain't dropping no jewels in the music. So y'all ain't giving them no jewels in the music. You're not stopping the performance, talking to them, letting them know nothing. All you there for is to get the content
Absolutely.
and leave. But me, that's not, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to bless the lives of many. So on my journey of blessing the lives of many, I gotta make sure they hear me, even if they don't want to hear me.
Well,
Even
And
if
we
they don't.
appreciate
They
that.
and
gotta
We
they
and
gotta
you know
hear
appreciate
what?
me.
that.
That's so that listen, they're gonna want to hear you. I went to school with my life coach Sharon because she goes and speak. Talk to them. That just touched me that you said that because that's real and give them something like, hey, the kids with the great grades or good grades, you're gonna be rewarded. Don't think you're a lame for
Oh
making great grades.
yeah, because
You are the bomb.
Oh
they'll
That's
try to say
yeah. And
them
I
everything.
kids, they'll try
no.
to say they're like. Now I got a question for you, Chaotic. Tell me how going through those different homes and not really having a stable home when you were young, how has that affected your relationships now? How has that affected like either, your relationships with women or your relationships with friends? Like how has that affected you in your day to day?
So I've been homeless. I was homeless, you know what I'm saying, the majority of my life growing up. Because if I wasn't in the home, if I didn't run away from home, I was sleeping on the streets or just
Somebody couch.
sleeping on somebody's couch or wherever I can, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, get me a spot at the Papa Squad at is where I was at. So I feel like it affected me in several different ways. It kind of gave me a resentment against my family because I was like I could never be taken in by my family, and if I was taken in by my family, I would be dogged out, like mistreated. You understand what I'm saying? So that kind of gave me a resentment against my family, and still to this day, like my mom got to call me and remind me, like, boy, it's been 2 weeks, I ain't hear from you, and I'd be like, oh, my bad, because it's not because I don't love my mama or I don't care about my mama. It's because growing up we wasn't close.
Yeah, that
I was
connection.
always, I was, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in the world.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that we was always that close. You know, not and I won't discredit my mom. My mom did an amazing job. She worked with what she had. She did the best that she can do. You understand what I'm saying? But circumstances and conditions of the way that I grew up and was raised just put a gap between that emotional attachment that we supposed to have from a mother to a son. And then from the father aspect, he was just never there. So it just made me now as a man, I don't, the way I'm affected is I can't ask for help. I'm incapable. I can need a person. I remember one time I was moving from in between cribs, and I didn't have a place for like a month, and all my friends was like, man, you can go stay at my crib until you find a crib. I lived in a hotel just
Wow.
because my mind wouldn't allow me to want to have to depend on the person. So I have this thing where I don't let my guards down to depend on. I'm so hands on with everything. I'm just afraid of giving people that
Vulnerable.
power over me, like me to need them. I just have a thing where I just don't want to never need nobody ever again. And sometimes subconsciously, I can rub a person the wrong way because it's like, bro, I'm just genuinely trying to help you, and you just like, it's like, oh, I have to apologize. Like, no, it's not that. I'm just, one of them people that's just like if I feel like you're trying to help me too much, I feel like, what I'm saying, a burden
Yeah.
on you. And I don't want to be a burden on nobody because I feel like all my life as a youth growing up, I was always a burden. I always needed to go try to stay at somebody's house, or, somebody to like help me through stuff, like things of that nature. So as I became an adult, I just became this super independent, don't want to need, even with women. I can never, like, I ain't gonna say I could never live with a woman, but I never lived with a woman. Like, it was never my thing. Like, me going to live with a woman, like, oh, this is my girl, we finna live together. Nah, nah.
Do you
You know
think
what I'm
that
saying?
that foster care has get so? What I would say, what I got from that is that foster care has given you trust issues.
Exactly.
Marlo, if you're speaking, we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you, my love.
Yeah, still can't hear you.
You
Okay,
got
go
this.
again.
One thing, what you just said is that's something I feel that we have to work on, asking for help. Because I won't ask for help either. I'd be over here and the lights would be off and you would never know.
Yeah.
Because it's like people on the phone queue. I gotta put the phone where people can't keep
They gotta
clicking
put it on.
in.
That because I was also mistreated
Mm-hmm.
in foster care. And I like, oh, you can leave. And then I was like, well, I'm gone. I'll leave. And I was like, what, like 16? And it was like, the lady, the wife was like, oh, but you got too much pride to live in a homeless shelter. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? So it was like, that was something that I'm like, I'm a leave this earth with that plan in my head. You know what I'm saying? I ain't nobody can never, I'd never let nobody ever be able to get that off on me
Yeah.
again, ever.
But
Nobody
Kay, we're
ever,
gonna
you know what
definitely.
I'm saying?
Do you feel that therapy is needed? That you should have someone that you should talk to?
I think that I think everybody in the world, I think we all need therapy.
Oh
No,
yeah.
I do too. No, but I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
think that. I didn't think that for years. I just talk to someone. Because growing up again, it's like, girl, you just go to Jesus. You don't go and tell nobody your problems.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
I felt like, oh, that is so unheard of. But
Yeah. Therapy is so important. And I think in our community, we do not. We think that it's like therapy, no. But I do think with this day and age, like people are getting more into therapy. I would say more than when we were younger. Now, when we were kids,
So when you
nobody
say
was going to
therapy,
therapy.
but when you say therapy, for me, I look at therapy as I don't look at therapy like I got to go lay on the couch and talk to a shrink, or I got to have this certain specialist who specializes in therapy. I feel like a therapist can come in any form, way of fashion. I got friends that I could talk to that's like my therapist. I have
Oh.
relatives. Like I could like Erica could be my therapist. Like I could be going through and feeling some
Ah!
type of way, and I could call Erica, and Erica, because I feel
I
for
charge by
me,
the
I can't.
hour, though. I charge them by the hour.
Ah!
Yeah,
You
no,
might
no,
you
no.
might need to go get somebody that got a profession now, got a little
Yeah,
license.
no, no, no. But you
Don't
got
be
to
trying
think
to mess
about
up my
this.
money. Don't be trying to mess up my money. He calling me.
I
He
want you to
calling
go
me now.
somewhere professional.
Now, calm down.
Yeah,
Calm down. Keep
but
talking, chaotic. Keep talking.
no, but it could really be. It could be really anybody who done been through like.
Yeah,
Because for me, I relate like to a person that done been through things that I done been through, so I can confide in a person who been through things like I've been through. Like those are people I look up to. I really
yeah,
don't look up to people who don't have a story, who don't look up. I don't look
Mm,
up to people who haven't been through something.
yeah,
You
yeah.
understand what I'm saying? And overcame it. Those are my
mhm,
favorite people in the
yeah,
world. People that been through things, hit rock bottom, overcame it, came back up. And when I say came back up, it don't even mean just financially. It means mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could have got your heart broke to the point where you couldn't eat and you was sick for days and lost all type of weight, and then just came back
mhm,
working a regular job, healthy again, happy again. To me, that's phenomenal.
And you speaking to that because that's what Foster Care Fridays is. You
yeah,
got two ladies on here that have been through. We're not bringing different people on just to hear their story. We have stories too. You know what I'm saying? Me
Exactly.
and Marlo
absolutely.
went through 5 different foster homes. We done been
Mm,
all over. We done been
mhm.
abused. We done, you know what I'm saying? So we relate to that. So that's why it is so important to have this outlet because
It
even
is.
chaotic, I don't know how many times you watched our lives, but like we had people that come on and they ain't never even shared their story before. Like this is
Never.
the first time they ever telling
We
anybody
have,
and it's public.
and then tell them about the one lady we had share her story. She's doing amazing, chaotic, great job. Her family was so upset that she shared her story. She wanted us to take it down
We had to
because
take it
people
down.
don't want you to know.
We had to
And
take it
then we
down.
get so many people that be like, "Thank you for sharing, thank you." And when I decided just a couple years ago, once I got my nephews to just share mine, it's like, God, there's so many people. Why are you ashamed of your story? Do you know how many
Yeah. And it's
kids
a
I touch?
release.
But
How
your
And it's
many
a
kids
release.
are
but you
like,
know what? Your story is your testimony, and it's like your story is to be told because your story is what's going to motivate others. That's a part of blessing the lives of many.
Mhm,
You can bless
mhm.
people through your story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
People be changed. That's what changed me. That was a part of my change. Other people's story, seeing what other people been through, and was like, man,
mhm.
if this person could overcome that, I could. So I wouldn't. I can never be a person that holds back the the because that's God blessed. That's God's
Absolutely.
blessings. Your story, what you overcome is what God blessed you to overcome. So it's like why I'm gonna hold back what
Right.
God blessed me through. God took
Hmm.
me through this. So He took me through this so I can tell you so you
My
can get through
story.
what you're going
Yeah.
through.
Absolutely. Because you would sit with people, Chaotic and Erica, who have much more than us, who will think never been through something. And guess what? They were getting molested by their dad the whole entire time. I mean, to this day, I met a friend filthy rich, loaded, successful. And she said in their family, her mom was like, "You be quiet. You're not gonna ruin this family's name." So we people
Mm.
are still going through stuff that they need help for. It's just different from us, chaotic, different from the hood, from the liquor store lady. Just imagine. You didn't go through what you went through. Your mom was filthy rich in Miami, and your dad was molesting you every day. Your mom said, "You better be quiet, not to mess up our name." So you'll be just as messed up, right? People
That
are
that
so,
would
and that
that
has
would that
happened.
would that would drastically
Okay.
mess somebody up.
So, and these are stories that I'm like, wow, I'm thinking, oh my God, they're so educated and they're wealthy. And they're like, sweetheart, I might didn't go to foster care. I might didn't go to jail, but my dad molested me all the way up to college. And my mom, I finally said something to her in college, and she told me, "You better be quiet. You better not ever mention that and mess
Or
around
you'll
and get
lose your
caught."
inheritance.
You exactly.
Damn.
So that's why I'm telling you, people, we have to realize they may not go through our story, but everybody going through something. Because I can't even see my mama telling me to be quiet. A man touching my dad, touching me all the way up to high school.
No, can I tell y'all something was crazy? When I was young, not even just being young, even as an adult, when I talked to my mom, right? Because my dad now is a pastor, right? And if I ever spoke against my dad or anybody in the churches, right, they would say, "Oh, you better be quiet. Don't be speaking on God's people and stuff like that." And it was like something that I never understood, because it was like, you don't want me to speak on the pastor saying that they God's people, but what am I? You acting like because they're a
Exactly.
pastor,
Hello.
like they are different. And it was like a secrecy. If I say, I remember I told my mama one time that I seen my uncle doing something.
Mm-hmm.
You better be quiet. Don't speak on
Yeah,
God's
you be
people. And it's like,
quiet. It's so many secrets in families. It's so much that kids are afraid to tell. And I just feel any child being abused, I don't care if it's your mama, your sister, your brother, if you're being abused, you being mistreated, get out of there. Get out of there.
God,
You deserve better.
speak
You
up.
deserve more love yourself. Forget their name, forget their inheritance, forget what people think. You deserve more, because you're going to keep that secret and it's going to mess you up all your life. And I
And
feel you got
wait,
to.
watch this. And you're gonna keep that secret, and it's gonna affect other people's life.
Mm-hmm.
That part,
You know what I'm saying?
because you may end up. Now
And
you're
it'll
right about
destroy
that.
your life.
Chaotic.
It will destroy you from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
From the
Yep.
inside out. People don't even know. Now I know you got to get off here and get to the school, but I do want to, because you definitely blessed a lot of people today with your
Definitely
story.
did.
So we want to make
Yeah, we
sure
need you
that you
back
talk
more.
about what projects you got coming up, what you got going on
And where they can
in your
find you
career.
at your Instagram
Yeah.
and all that too.
Well, I got everything that's coming, man. This is what I like to say when they ask me, what do I got next? What's next? I always like to say, whatever God has in store for me is what you will see from me. Because I can
Exactly.
sit right here and tell y'all, hey man, next week I'm dropping an album. The week after that, I'm doing a TV show. The week after that, I'm doing a movie. The week after this, I'm doing this and that and the third. And I can tell y'all a bunch of stuff that don't even happen. Because who knows what's going to happen tomorrow.
What's your
So
story?
at the end of the day, I can just tell y'all that, whatever God got in store for me is what y'all gonna see from me. I'm inspiring for greatness. So it's gonna be nothing but greatness. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm aligned with right now. Greatness, and I'm totally aligned with God. You know what comes with God, greatness. So whatever
Absolutely.
God has in store for me is what y'all gonna see. Y'all see my social media right here. It's Khaotic 305. Me and Erica got some things planned.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing a lot of stuff with y'all, so everything that they see coming from y'all, as far as the community, the kids, things of that nature, I'm gonna be a part of that. So we just
That's
bless.
the
The objective is to bless the lives of many. That
okay.
is my motto. My purpose in this world is to bless the lives of many,
The
and that's through
13-year
whatever
old
way.
boy, right? The kid now in foster care or in the streets or just got a phone and looking and just out here doing what you were doing at 13. What do you have to say to him today?
Whew, Jesus Christ, man! I would say stop, stop doing uneducated things and educate yourself. That's what I would say. Just stop. Take that time that you putting into doing ignorant things and educate yourself. If you're gonna be on your phone all day, use your phone to educate yourself. If you're gonna be on social media all day, use your social media to educate yourself on whatever it is that you want to do with your life. So just master your craft on whatever you want to do with your life.
Mm-hmm.
Do it consistently, and within 1 year you can change your life for the better for the rest of it. So
Absolutely.
just master your craft, stay focused, and educate yourself on what on whatever it is you want to do. Make sure you fully educated. Know that in and out. Master that.
Absolutely.
And use that to bless the lives of many. Be a blessing to the next person.
All right, bless
Okay,
the lives of
that
many.
was
We need to go out with
amazing.
some gospel music.
I know, child, you done gave us a blessing over here. I'm like, ooh.
I will bless the
Let the
Lord.
church say amen.
Hallelujah.
No, but Chaotic, thank you so much. I know that you touched someone, if it's a child, an adult. Just thank you for being real. Keep being real. No matter what situation you get in, how many blessings God, still don't forget where you came from. It don't mean we want to go back there, but I think it's good when we stay humble. Because people
Oh
are
yeah.
trying to be unhumble. I'm super
Yeah.
humble,
Yeah.
but I know where I've come from. I know where I don't want to go, and I know I'm gonna keep going. I know this is
Amen.
just the beginning.
Yes,
So, and
sir.
a lot of people are not going to accept you. A lot of people going to look down on you. And guess what? Sometime in life, like I tell my nephews, you have to walk alone. It's okay. Walk alone, as long as you know where you're going, as long as you're happy.
But you
But thank you,
know
thank
what? You
you.
know what? Not to cut you off. We ain't never lost. We ain't gonna never walk alone. Cause long as we got God,
You're right,
we
right
good.
about that now.
We good.
You're right about
God is
that.
great. So
Totally
we ain't
appreciate
never alone.
it. You're right
We
about
always
that.
got somebody with us.
Yep.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right about that. Now, I agree. Well, we love you so much. Thank you for
I
coming
love
on here,
y'all,
being
man.
real. Anything you need help with anything with the kids, hit us up. I'm definitely here. Erica's definitely here. You and her are connected as well. Once again, thank you so much.
Man, I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And vice versa. Whatever y'all need me for, I'm just a phone call away. Erica know that.
All
All
right.
right. Thank you so
Go
much,
in
Ken.
there.
Go bless the kids.
Drop
I'm
some
about to
gems
go
on
do
those
that right
kids.
now. I'm about to go turn them up right now.
All right. All
All
right,
right,
baby.
later.
Bye.
Wasn't that interesting, Curvies? Leave a comment after you smash those buttons, and I'll see you in the next video.